So yeah, Mob Psycho's finally over. Took 3 seasons, but this is probably the best story about self-improvement that I've ever watched. My only question now is, I don't know what's gonna fill in this bowl haircut shaped hole in all of our hearts. Hi guys, I'm Bayfun, and yeah, today I wanted to talk about the final season of Mob Psycho, because this was absolutely incredible. It's storytelling at probably its most peak. I'm gonna be talking about quite a bit of spoilers, so if you already haven't caught up to the series, please do yourself a favor and do so. And where I want to start off is talking about Studio Bones, because if you didn't think a studio could pick favorites, you haven't seen Mob Psycho. I mean, when looking at this series compared to its main moneymaker, you can plainly see the differences here. The animation is absolutely sublime. There is perfection in every fight sequence that you see. And they even give free reign to the artistic department so that they can try new things in certain episodes. Mob Psycho for Studio Bones could almost be considered a passion project based on how fantastic the quality is. And it's seen all throughout. When looking at our OP, it is flawless. It is probably one of the most chaotic yet sentimental openings I have ever seen. And it sets the scene perfectly for what we're gonna be seeing this season. And we see all of this amazing animation again when lasers are being shot across the screen or Reagan is having his own Levi moment. They did phenomenal work here, and I couldn't be more grateful for them adapting this series. And in the story department, Mob Psycho knows how to tie up loose ends. This ending is probably the definition of a happy ending. Characters such as Dimple, who are probably overlooked in the past, get full arcs dedicated to them. And when I tell you that Dimple almost stole this entire season, it isn't an understatement. He almost did that. From him being a character that I probably didn't care too much about, to him almost drawing a tear out of my eye, that is amazing development there. So when we see his apparent death, of course it fucking impacts me. Which makes it all the more sweet when the power of spiral energy brings him back into the world. Looks like Mob got some pointers from Simone at some point. Reagan, again, coming in clutch, is always the MVP of this series. This man can do and pull off absolutely anything except do wrong. And his confession is a much needed sigh of relief for everyone. The final arc in this season is something that grips you and pushes you to the edge of your seat, with all of these characters coming back in for one final hurrah. You worry and worry and worry about it all, and then at the end, when Mob finally pulls through, it's just as you expected. The series comes back into its lighthearted nature in the best way possible with that rejection, and it just feels so nice to see again. And finally seeing Mob become his own person again. I didn't know which way this story's direction was gonna go, but I'm so glad that we were able to see his character growth in full effect. Seeing Mob actually express his emotions in real time is a genuine treat to see after years of seeing that stone face. This is what everything was building up for. Mob Psycho knows how to play its drama and comedy hand in hand beautifully, and it's all in the service of telling this good, wholesome story. And while the main story was heavy and hit like a truck that wasn't looking, all of our side stories were wonderful as well. And particularly, I love the UFO arc. The studio just saying, hey, do whatever you want with the animation was a fantastic move, because this made for some quality slice of life episodes. I would have even have been okay if they just made a whole season based on just fluff like this. And it was welcome to be seen at all times. All of the little things that are done with our side characters is brilliant. The way that they mislead you into certain scenes is in the best way possible, especially when it comes to characters like Ritsu. All for everything to just come together in one of the sweetest moments ever. The use of the final chime jump to end up back on Reagan's birthday is probably the last thing that I expected. But it came in full circle with what was probably the most impactful arc of last season. I can't hype up Mob Psycho enough. Its transformation from being just a great show to being absolutely fantastic is something that I didn't foresee in season 1. But now I can only hope that they're gonna do more. I want Studio Bones to make more OVAs, or maybe even adapt the Reagan special, because there's more to tell in this world. All of these club members and people that we've met along the way, I am gonna definitely miss. This is genuinely like a comfort series for me, and in the best way possible. possible. It secretly builds up your attachment to these characters until it can't anymore. Because they're gonna be there for Mob, and you're gonna root for them every single time. I can't get enough of this series, but if this is the end of it, I'm satisfied. As this ended in a perfect spot that doesn't need any more exposition. Everything else with me wanting a little bit more is just me being selfish. But it was a wonderful ride to just be a part of. And with that, as always, I was very fun. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.